Hey, good afternoon, Manchester and
New Hampshire, honey.
New Hampshire. There you go.
I wonder if he's in this
Already. Welcome to the messed up show of Going for Your Friends today.
Wow.
I can see it's going to be a real exciting show.
Yeah, I guess you're a little fired up, huh?
And I'm not even smoking.
Wow. Maybe that's
But anyway, we're good afternoon anyway, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding area. Hey, there
you go. You got it out.
And we're waiting for our guests to come in.
Yeah, they're running a little late.
Yeah, he told me that they might be a little late because they're having car problems. Or
Oh,
whatever.
no.
So, if they come in, they come in. And if they don't,
He has
what
a
can
lot
we
of
do?
car
We can
problems.
survive.
Man,
We know how.
we know how.
And we'll just leave it to Spirit to bring them in safely.
There you go. That's an important thing, that they're safe.
Yeah. Yeah, That's supposed to be Bob Whitebear Olson, who knows how to get here. And then this other guy named Chuck King. He's supposed to be an author, and I don't know too much about him yet. But Bob says to treat him, tread lightly with him, so that he shouldn't have said that.
Oh, see, now Bob should know better than to bring someone delicate to see you, okay?
They leave themselves wide open. Lori, when you talk about the car, I found it rather interesting. I was going through the Norman Friends messages we had,
Yep.
and all of a sudden this one came up from an Ed Stryker.
That was on Norman Friends?
Yeah.
I didn't get a message. I noticed that there was a message.
Yeah, this is about a year ago.
Oh, all right. So I probably just read it and dismissed it.
And I just to let you know, you're not going to be going to hell.
I'm not going to hell.
I don't believe in hell, but that's
Yeah,
okay,
it doesn't exist. So
but I just
that's
thought
okay.
I'd just throw that at you.
You know what? He's
Tell
allowed
me
to have
that
his
he
beliefs.
went 3 different times that he had got saved by the Lord or whatever, and I should have
3
probably.
times?
But yeah, I thought it only takes one time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, so whatever.
In every Christian religion that I know of, it's just a one-time deal.
Yeah. I've been baptized as a Methodist. I've been baptized as a Baptist. I've been baptized as a born-again Christian.
Well, maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he's tried different versions.
And I've been to 3. But what I did was, if people are going to tell you or I that we're going to hell for what we do, I challenge them to come on the show and prove to me that I'm going to hell without the Bible.
Well, I mean, but that's all they have to go by.
Yeah, I mean, that's sad.
Which, as a good friend of mine, Eddie Marini, who I've studied all the world's religions.
Yeah.
But Eddie makes me look like a novice, like a kindergartner.
Yeah.
And he's, not to bash Christianity.
Nope,
It serves a lot of people. But if you really read the stories, they are all from previous religions. Every single one of them.
Absolutely.
Every major religion has some sort of virgin birth. Every major religion has some sort of type of resurrection. The water into wine is in like 6 or 7 of the big ones. The walking on water, all of them. And
I tried walking on water and I sunk.
I'm sorry to hear that. I walked right over.
Did you?
I did. Right over.
Over the bridge, right?
no problem.
Then I tried making wine out of water. But and then I tried to make the wine come back into water. And instead I drank it, so it didn't come back in. It didn't work. Folks, I'm only kidding. I respect everybody to their
Absolutely.
right. You and I say that.
Well,
believe in what you want to believe in.
Yeah, I do know that, religion helps a great many people.
Absolutely.
Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, there you go. But if you're going to talk the talk, you should be walking the walk.
Well, that I do have a problem when someone tells me that I'm not following the path yet. They're cheating on their spouse, or they're getting drunk, or they're ripping off their income tax, or pirating movies, or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
It's all it's all a no-no.
I went out with a born-again Christian minister years ago. This is in my good old drinking days, and he was preaching about homosexuality, and I walked in, I said, "You're a hypocrite at what you're preaching at." And I kind of ruined him, because I told him, if you can't, this is what I'm saying, if you can't speak the truth, then don't do it.
Well, right. It's funny, because Bruce was telling me this morning that he had just read about this mega church minister who stood up in front of his congregation and admitted to sexually abusing a boy, I think it was like 20 years ago. and he asked his congregation for forgiveness, and they gave him a standing ovation. Now, people are upset that they gave a man who admitted to abusing a child
Here they come.
a standing ovation, but that's not what they were clapping for. They were clapping for the fact that he admitted it, he took responsibility, and he asked for forgiveness. That's what they were
And that's what I
applauding.
honor, too. If somebody asks for forgiveness or what. Oh, I guess our guests have arrived here.
Bob, if I'd known you were coming, I would have brought my flute, but I didn't know.
I brought one just in case.
And we'll put you over here, sir. Bob says I have to treat you lightly.
Does Bob think I can't protect myself?
I guess.
You're going to have to ask Bob that.
I asked Bob if you have a good sense of humor, you should treat him lightly.
Tread lightly.
Tread lightly.
To tread-
I tend to think that I have a decent sense of humor.
Yeah. You want to pull your chair right up close to the microphone?
And you want to be right. Well,
Yeah.
Paul will tell you in a second.
Our guests have arrived. It's Bob's fault I'm late, I'm sure. I don't think it'll be our news.
No, it's definitely my fault.
Oh, okay, Bob. Oh, you ruined all my fun.
He's off the hook.
Oh, you ruined all my fun. Okay, our guests have arrived.
They have.
So the next time we'll talk about that at
Yeah,
a later
yeah,
date.
that's-
We were talking about the born again Christians and how they don't live up and all that, on how I'm going to hell. So we're gonna.
Well, we know that.
Oh, I know that. As long as they have great extra dry martinis and air conditioning and plenty of pot, I'll be all set.
What? You don't even drink. What are you talking about?
I know when I can make it sound good. Well, I can smoke some pot then.
Oh,
you know.
there you go.
But here we go. We have our guests have arrived. And would you introduce yourself, please?
I am Chuck King.
Okay, and you're an author, am I correct?
No,
Yep.
that would be nice though.
Oh, I thought you were an author.
No,
What do you do?
mediumship.
Oh, well, that's part of being an author,
You
isn't it?
don't remember? Well, I guess.
Well, I see so many people. I mean, I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, but I go through so many people. It's unbelievable to remember. Bob is one I could never forget. In
How
fact,
can you?
there you go.
Unforgettable, yes.
In every way.
There you go.
He
That ought
actually,
to be a song.
It should be a song.
there you go. He actually one day we talked about having a G-string, okay, and
A
he actually
fuzzy-
brought in a feather. Remember
A
that?
fuzzy
A
G-string.
fuzzy G-string.
I heard about that.
Oh
way
my
over.
God, my
I took
favorite.
it off on the show and put it on him.
And pinned it on his shirt.
Yeah.
It was a fuzzy G on a string.
Right, yeah.
I had
See, that's
to-
the kind of fun that I like to have, okay?
That was funny.
I also, with your permission, I may do a reading on you, with your permission.
Sure.
I can't do it without it, obviously.
Absolutely,
you know,
I
okay.
totally understand.
And do you have a website?
I don't have a website yet. I'm building it, but I do have a Facebook page, and it's called Connections to Spirit.
Very nice,
And,
very nice.
oh, this is Lori, by the way.
Lori, nice to
Lori,
meet
my
you.
Nice to meet
co-host.
you.
She tries to keep me out of trouble, and doesn't always work.
I bet
Full-time
that's
job.
pretty. Yeah, that's a big activity.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't want it any other way.
And that's why I go home and drink the dry martinis.
And I'm supposed to join after, see. The one thing that I don't do is I don't deny what I do. I think when people, that's part of like, if why hide whatever you do? If you're going to be embarrassed by doing what you do, then don't do it.
I totally agree.
Okay.
It's like when I talk to people about work and stuff. It's like if you don't like what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just
I love
hate my
what
job.
I do.
I hate my job. So why are you still there?
Right. And then you always hear the excuse, well, I need the money. Well, you can go anywhere and make money at,
That's
true.
true.
At this point.
That's very true.
You know that Lynn that calls every once in a while?
Yeah.
I ran into her at the market basket, and she said, I hate my job. I go, why? And give you, like you just said, first of all, it gives you a paycheck.
Yeah.
And you got a job where a lot of people don't, and it helps you pay your bills, whatever. And I'm a firm believer we make our lives the way we want to make them. We can change them, or we can continue on them. Oh, for me, path, I cannot change
But that
my
doesn't
ways.
get you anywhere.
No.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It really doesn't. And living in negativity, and trust me, I used to be there.
I think we all have.
It just, what I do now just changed my life. Like,
You just do medium work now?
I do, I do different forms of mediumship.
Yeah.
Mental evidential mediumship. I do
That's
table
what it is,
tipping. I work with auto writing.
I love
Yeah,
working with
that's-
auto writing.
yeah.
And that's a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun.
I don't do table tipping anymore.
No, I love it.
and
I absolutely love it.
My spirit told me no more.
Really?
Yeah, so I follow what my spirit tells me. Because I used to live on the dark side.
Did you?
And table tipping was one of my expertise. I do well at doing the
Yeah,
science.
see, I don't consider it a dark side. I don't.
Well, but he
I-
was on the dark side
He
when
was
he
on
did
the
it.
dark
side. Oh, okay.
He was on the dark
So
side.
I had to let go of all of that.
Okay.
He was doing too much bottle tipping.
That I was too, and you're right, I really was. I learned you don't do acid and you don't drink booze when you're drunk and do a seance.
No,
It doesn't work.
Yeah,
But I had to go these journeys to be where I am today.
absolutely. It's all part of the journey.
Right. So do you two know each other?
Oh yeah.
Complete stranger.
Okay.
Well,
fine.
we know you're strange, Bob. That without a doubt.
I met Bob at a powwow, and I had a strong urge to try and play a Native American flute, and I happened to walk into his booth, and this is the kind of person that Bob is. I picked up a flute for a little over $100.
Don't tell what you pay anything for on the
No.
show. You can't because I can get kicked off.
Okay. So I paid some money and it just didn't feel right. So he says to me, try this thing. I did, and it was a lot more. And I said to him, no, I can't do that one. He says, I didn't ask you for anything more.
Right.
He said, that belongs with you. And since that day, we've been good friends.
Yeah, he gave me a flute, and I enjoy using it too.
It's so
And
peaceful.
you have one, right?
Yeah, I got a
We should next time you come on. I should bring mine in, and you bring yours in. and
Well, as I
we'll-
said, if I'd known
Yeah.
Bob was coming, I would have
Have a
brought
whole
my-
hoot and toot.
There you
Right.
go.
I'm
Is
not.
that
Well,
what
I'm
you
not
call it?
playing mine on air, but I'll bring
So
it.
how
you
long-
gotta have air to
How long
play
are
it.
you going to do a miniatureship work?
I can't give you an exact amount, but I bet you it's probably 5 or 6 years. Yes, that was my phone. I apparently forgot to turn it off before I walked into the studio. I apologize.
I hear Yoda a lot, so to me it was just like, oh yeah.
Well, we have a lot of
You
spirits.
gotta love Star Wars.
But I have to leave mine on because my friend Al Caprilli is going to be calling in today.
I have a talking Yoda.
Yeah. You know.
Do you?
And then I've been doing. I never realized it, but I've been doing it since as a spiritualist since I was a child. In fact, I really write my book now. I got a page and a half.
Yay!
That hasn't been edited yet.
Well, yeah.
I know you're there, so
You gotta send it to
know.
me. Can't edit
But
it.
I've always had that fear that if I write my book, that you remember?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
confirmed it. And I always had that fear if I write my book that my journey is over. That's how the negative energy wants you to work. They want you to
Right,
say,
exactly.
go ahead, don't write that book because once it does, it's over. So I've always had that
Well, they
fear.
keep you in fear.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
so-
just that part of your journey that's
Yeah.
expanding. That's all it is.
yeah,
Right.
Time to embark on a new journey once it's done.
Hey, you
That's
learned a new word. Embark on a new journey.
Embark-
You hear
embark.
that?
Well, she'll probably bark and it's,
Yeah, you're-
Oh, there we go. See,
well,
you lose some weight.
yeah, you look like you lost a lot of weight there. Bob.
no, I found it all right
Did
here.
you? Oh, okay.
It just
No,
dropped.
ever since that last surgery, I did lose weight, yeah. But
I've lost 23 pounds. I lost 2 more pounds.
Good for you.
I'm getting there.
I lost about 20 and then found it.
Yeah, well, I'm giving it to my roommate. Take
Yeah,
it,
but Scott could use a couple pounds.
Yeah, yeah. But, so, do you have an office that people want to come and see you?
How does someone contact you if they want
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
If they want to contact me, they can either call me or they can contact me through my Facebook page.
So how would they call you?
My phone number is 617-592-2525.
So you're in Mass?
I am in Mass,
Okay.
but I travel to people's homes because I find it easier to do a reading for somebody within their own home.
'Cause they're
Because
less
that's
guarded.
where a lot of the spirits
Right.
are hanging out, trying to get to them. So in an office, I feel that it is not personable at all. And so I just don't do it that way.
We all have our different ways, don't we?
Absolutely.
And I do it in people's homes. I do it in the office, and
I do it at my home if I know the person. I will do it at my home, because every place that you go, as you know, you have a portal, and it just so happens my portal is in the kitchen, and I love my kitchen, so it's easy for me to do it there. But
right, but you only want to bring people to your home. I mean, that's just good common
absolutely.
sense.
Yeah.
And so I do make house calls.
Cool, excellent. Now, are you got any events you're doing anywhere they can go see you in public?
We actually, there is a young lady who I approached about doing a circle, a mediumship circle. So it's another page you could look on if they'd like to. It's on Facebook, called the Mediumship Mastery Circle.
Oh, I heard it.
We had our first one last Friday, I believe
Last
it was.
week, yeah.
It's in Devon's, Mass. It's very low key, and we had such a good time. It was, I mean,
so when you do your
beautiful.
mediumship circle, do you do each other? Oh, your mother's coming through,
Yeah.
and oh no, that's not right, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with stuff like that.
See,
really-
I love doing those.
Yeah,
I
I have a
absolutely.
blast.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
have a blast.
I'm more independent.
But it's more like you pair off
Yeah,
and,
and,
you
You
bring
can.
specific messages to specific people. It's not
Yep.
random, blanket to the whole group usually.
No,
but it could
no.
be too, because sometimes a message, say he got a message from my grandfather, it could be pertinent for 4 other people in the circle. So you would share, you could share it.
Or you can get like I've been in a circle and Archangel Michael came in
Yeah.
for a message for everybody.
Love Michael.
Oh, absolutely. Michael and Raphael. I mean, they're
I'm
all
Christopher.
really good.
I
Yeah.
did Christopher
And so who's your master guide then?
Christopher.
Yeah, mine is Saint Germain.
And I also have 4 spiritual guides from Scotland: Dr. McAllister, Dr. McAllister, Dr. Oh gosh, I can't remember now. Dr. McAllister,
There's Dr. McCutcheon.
McCutcheon, and there's one more. Don't come to me. 2 are doctors and 1's a minister.
Oh, nice.
And they're the ones that carried me through a lot. It took me a long, long time to work with angels. Believe me when I say that. And all of a sudden I started getting in like a big statue of an angel with a water through it like that. Then I got another little picture of an angel. I said, okay, I'm getting the message. Did your mother pass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, may I give you a message from her?
Mm-hmm.
She told me to tell you that she's very proud of what you're accomplishing. She doesn't understand it, but she'll support you and everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay. She also told me to write a book, a pamphlet.
Okay.
Okay, whatever that means. Okay. She told me to take care of your health better.
She must have been with me while I was at the doctor's the other day.
Of course she was.
She's always with you.
Yes,
She said to
is.
wash your house. She's not ready to bring you home yet, quote unquote.
That's good, because I think what I'm doing now, I want my journey to continue for quite a while. I'm having a great time doing it.
I love what I do.
Oh my God, I have so much.
If you don't like what you do, then don't be in it, like you just said.
Well, here's the thing with me, honestly. I'm no Teresa Caputo, so I don't go looking
Thank you for
for
that.
people. It just,
Long Island Media.
I mean, I like the woman, don't get me wrong.
I know.
I watched her show a bunch of times, but I don't go around walking into supermarkets and walking up to people. And
Oh, I do that.
I mean, it happens where they come to me, but I won't do that.
Well, because you don't have that person's permission.
No.
Now, when I go and see the
And
person,
you should
in the
always
store,
ask.
Yeah.
Right.
When I go and if I got a message for someone, I will go and say, "Hi, my name is Norm," and I give my card. I said, and I'll ask them, "May I give you a message that I'm receiving from Spirit?" And either they're going to say no, or they're not going to say no. And
Absolutely.
you have to. I learned the hard way. Patty Pingree gave me a lesson on that one time, which I received very well. you know. And if you did, because you and I have no right to violate the rights of other people.
Absolutely.
By the way, let's take a pause here. Bob, will you play a tune?
Well, introduce yourself, Bob, for
Yeah.
anybody
Why
who might not know
introduce him?
you.
He already knows him.
Oh, yeah. But, hey, we might have new
flute
viewers.
Yeah, the flute maker. Now, Bob, you want to introduce yourself, please?
Bob Whitebear. Most of you have seen me, heard me.
Is that a
ignored me.
new one? Is that a new flute?
This is just one of the basic, what I call more of a beginner flute. Whatever. They're all beginner flutes. Got to begin somewhere.
That's right. Well, I love my flute. I'm telling you,
Slap yourself again.
Nothing makes me happier than sitting
Slapping
there.
himself again, right?
Him hitting himself. Yeah. No. Playing my flute.
What do I own? Three or four of
Three.
yours?
Three anyway, yeah. Ooh, okay. You like that.
Nice.
Very good.
Very nice.
One of the things that
I don't know.
you don't know either.
You never told me. I mean, he told me, but I don't remember. Sorry.
What's that?
Your name. He wants to know your name. He doesn't ever remember names.
Chuck.
Chuck, okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were an author. That's what put you on, so I apologize. But then apparently,
Maybe there was some.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're supposed
My
to
mother
be.
was coming to you before we even started.
yeah, because one of the things that you should be doing is writing a book. Now, I guess that's the spirit. Because I couldn't remember, and I tried to find your name and all that. Well, I got to remember. That's what it echoed through there. One of the things I am looking at is that you're going to be moving to a new area altogether if you want to.
If you want.
Wow. Wow.
Everything you had choices,
Oh, absolutely.
you know. And financially, stop where you're going to be okay.
Financially?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's like everybody worries about. But,
Yeah.
you know.
But you're going to be okay.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Okay.
That mean I'm going to finally hit the lottery.
No, he didn't say it was going to be wonderful. He just said it was going to be okay.
No. I'm going to hit it. No. I find it interesting. It really comes to me and says, well, when it comes to the megabucks and the lottery and all that, we don't get to the numbers and all that stuff. They said, well, if you're such a great psychic, how come you don't win the lottery? I said, do you realize that if, like you or I or him or, all being psychic, that if we decided we needed the money, we could go and we could break the bank every time we wanted to, and we could, I haven't been given that gift. Do I give numbers to people? And some people won, some haven't, some won. It's whatever the spirit guides.
Absolutely.
Well, unless you're not supposed to win
Yeah.
it. which
Well, then again,
learned the
too,
hard
in the
way.
spiritual aspect, I was always taught that it wasn't supposed to be used for personal gain.
Right, and that's the thing. People say, "Well, why don't you use your gifts to?" You can't do that because the karma that will come back is, that's why we're not supposed to know our own future. People are like, "Well, why didn't you know this?" Because we have to learn and grow and have our experiences as well. And if we know everything that's going to happen, we're not going to learn and grow.
There's a guy that, Kevin, Dr. Kevin, right? He had a roommate that told me that every day he would take out a tarot card to see how that would work. And if it showed up something that wasn't going to be favorable, he wouldn't go out.
See, and that's exactly
That's
what they don't want us
self-destructive,
to do because you're not experiencing life.
Well, see, that's funny you mention that because I left my house to come up here, and I would have been here way before
Plenty
4
early.
o'clock, plenty of time. But I forgot something, and I went back to the house. And then I left and I came up to a stop sign and my brake pedal hit the floor.
Oh, scary. I've had that happen.
So I brought my truck to a friend's shop, and I walked in and I said, I got a problem and I'm supposed to be in Manchester at 4 o'clock or, before 4. So they're taking a look at it and they got me going. And I had sent a message to Bob. I texted him, he goes, maybe that's Spirit just telling you got to take it easy. You know what I mean? And it's true, because we all have angel guides, we all have spirit guides, we all have loved ones that have passed, and they're always watching over you.
Yes.
So maybe it was their way of stopping me from maybe getting in an accident or doing whatever. But the thing is that before I started doing this, I would have been, man, I'm in a hurry, I gotta go, now I gotta make up time. Now it's like, there's a reason it happened.
Exactly. Exactly.
When people have appointments with me, okay, and they call me, they tell me they're going to be late or whatever, my message, don't panic, don't worry, let the Spirit help you to come. If you're on time, fine. If you're not, and I thank you for calling. And what irritates me the most is when they don't call.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially when I do counseling on people, they don't call, and like nothing ever happened and all that. And then they call, I go, I'm sorry, you couldn't call me when when you couldn't make it or whatever. And so once they get like a donation type thing, and that don't call or skip and say it's not important enough. It's the ones that pay, because once they pay, they know they're gonna come in, because
Right.
And I find that. I appreciate. I do. That's the thing I do appreciate. I truly believe if they're going to be late, like with your truck in the end, there has to be a reason.
Right.
And I agree with you. What would have happened is, had you kept going, you would have totaled somebody else's car.
Or I would have gotten hurt too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
well,
it's just.
you're replaceable. I'm like picking on you now.
No, but there's a lot of truth to that. There's
absolutely. There's
always a reason.
Yeah, I totally believe in that. There's a reason for everything.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
like
don't
the
believe
other
in
day.
accidents.
A few days ago, my ex-wife was out to her daughter's wedding, and she had had a dream the night before. And unfortunately, some of her dreams are forewarnings. And they were stranded in a pass and didn't get any more particulars, but she was very concerned because her mother was fairly ill and wouldn't probably have survived. So asked me if I'd intervene. I said, okay, but just expect a delay and everything will be fine. So I did get word later the flight was delayed, everything turned out fine, but everything happens for a reason. I said, just don't get upset when you get a delay.
Right,
Well,
right.
That's like Bon Montel. I don't think you know him.
No.
My friend Bob, he is a Reiki master. He and I were going to go down to Derry to, what's that place called? Pollyanna's or something like that, that diner there.
Don't know.
Huh?
I don't go to Derry.
Or Peggy Sue or whatever that diner is. There's a diner down in Derry that's really good food and all that. And it's back in the 60s and 50s era. And we were trucking down through the air. And, we were going to go to Angie's shop. That's what it was. And we were going to have dinner afterwards. And we got delay after delay after delay. We were heading down one way. The trees were all in the road. And we went to go another way. And that was blocked off. And I said, okay, we're not going to go. Because that's your sign. If you go, there could be a problem. Sure enough, where we're going to go, the office wasn't open, number one. Number two, we go to that Pollyanna or one of that diner places or Peggy Sue or whatever. If anybody knows that name of that restaurant on.
I even know exactly where it is.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I can't think of the name. And I think you probably have been there before, Bob. It's on the main street,
Didn't you guys, you went there with somebody before the event we did in Derry?
Yeah, in Derry.
Yeah.
And all I can think of, I know it's an old,
right.
Like the Don Jewell and I went in there for breakfast, and it was fantastic, And but you've got to listen to your warnings. If you don't, you know what? Shame on you.
And I always tell my clients to remember, if you're hitting all red lights, you're going the wrong direction. If you're hitting all green lights, you're going the right direction. I mean, you can't get more clear-cut signs than that.
I always get red lights. And I'll say to them, And when my daughter-in-law will take me grocery shopping, there'll be a red light. I'll say, "Don't they know that I am the Queen celebrity star here? How dare the lights to be red?" And doesn't do any good anyway. She still stays red.
But that's why you get all the red lights.
Yeah.
Because you're too big for your britches.
That brings up a funny point. My ex used to get all the red lights. And her daughter told him one time, "Why don't you get a cardboard cutout of Bob? He gets all the green lights."
Well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. I was driving with.
I bet she liked that idea.
Poi, you remember Poi, the
Yeah.
Filipino boy that came on? Yeah.
Want them to come back on again.
Well, he's traipsing around the country somewhere. But he was in the car with me, and I think my grandkids were in the back, and we're driving down the road, and I see a red light, and the light turns green. He goes, "You just turned that light green." I'm like, yeah. So now he does it, and everywhere he drives around the country, he's like, "It's amazing."
So, on your endeavors of mediumship, okay, do you ever do you do readings as well, or just mediumship?
I do individual readings. I'm just starting to get into cards. I wasn't sure I was gonna do cards. I didn't see, what I was doing was working really well. But I just bought some cards from Hay House, and I look at it this way now. It's just another avenue, and I want to learn more.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's, I think it's a good thing. Yeah. But I do. Other than what I already told you, I also use dowsing rods, and everybody uses pendulums.
Oh, I carry one with me all the time. Yeah.
I usually do, but I forgot to put it in this pocket today.
Invariably.
My dad was a dowser.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I went, a friend of mine brought me to this lovely lady. Her name is Pauline Pearson. She lives, I believe it was in either Milton or Quincy. To get Akashic Records readings.
Oh, yeah.
Past lives. And I had a great time. And she channeled with Merlin to do this message board, an angel message board. Of course, we all know what a Ouija board is, and but this is different. People think that that's what it is, but it isn't. It's infused with angel energies, and her and Merlin sat down and designed this board, and then she had them made. So that's another avenue I use is that. But she said that she was a dowser, and she showed me how it worked. And I was so intrigued. I said, I would love to try that. Where can I buy a set of dowsing rods? And she said, she looked at me and she said, "These are for you." And I'm like, oh my God,
nice.
that is so awesome.
Yeah, my husband made me some. I have some, yeah.
And I have so much fun with them.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of people are skeptical. And believe me, I was too. Before I started this, yes, I saw spirits walking by me. More than I wanted to admit. But I always thought, no, man, this is crazy. People that do that, it's like the old gypsy thing that they're just stealing money from you. To one day in my store, I own a sporting goods store in Air. A friend of mine.
No, it's a table.
A friend of mine.
There you go. He'll yell at him.
A friend of mine was standing in the repair section of my store, and all of a sudden I saw a spirit walk by. And I immediately knew who it was. Never met the person in real, when they were on Earth, but I knew who it was. And I looked at her and I said, "Did you see that?" And she goes, "Yeah." She said, "Did you feel the cold air as he walked by?" So then I'm like, he being the key word, I said, "That's exactly who it was." She said that you have to make a phone call. You have to call this friend of mine and you have to go. So I went to the circle. I guess this is how I got into it. I went to this circle, and I went and I told the person that was running it, I am here to observe. I was told that I need to be here. by a friend of mine, and that's all I'm gonna. She's like, no problem. We don't judge people. You want to sit here, sit here. So she asked me to, because like you said, you pair off. Sometimes you pair off.
Yeah.
This young lady was doing a reading for me, and it was really nice. I had a good time. Then she goes, well, now we're gonna switch. I'm like, wait a minute. She goes, Chuck, just try it. I sat there and did my first reading. Kind of freaked me out a little bit, only because this young lady's grandmother came through first, which was no big deal, but I did the reading. She knew exactly who it was. She recognized all the evidence that I gave her. The thing that freaked me out about it is that I knew there was another spirit behind. And when that spirit stepped forward, it was a 12-year-old boy, which was really hard for me to understand then, because it was my first reading, but I did it anyway. Now I look at it and say it's just another spirit that ended their journey. And they came through to give this young lady a message. So now, if a young child comes through, it doesn't bother me anymore, but I am so glad to get that message to them. Because, I mean, after all, that's what this whole thing is about. For me, I have people call me and ask me to come and do a reading for them. If I do that, if they make an appointment with me, yes, I charge them for that because they're asking me to do something.
And you should.
I have many people, well, it's a gratitude gift, right?
Right, it's an energy exchange.
Yeah. I have people that walk through my door in my store all the time, and spirit will walk through with them. And I find a way to approach them and ask them if they believe in spirit, and they'll ask me why. I then tell them, that I'm a medium, and that, quite honestly, there are spirits that follow you, and then I tell them what's going on. And the only thing I ask for them is a thank you. That's all. You know what I mean? What I find is I get so much enjoyment out of this, bringing closure to a lot of people, because if they've never had a reading before, it does bring closure to them when when somebody, one of your loved ones pass, it's hard to understand. And it was hard for me to understand at first too, but now it's so much easier for me to give them a message. And my thing is it's comforting and a healing message. And that's what I give them. So it's my gift to them.
Do you ever see images of the spirits?
Yes. It's funny you should say that. I had this young lady come into my. I own a sporting goods store, and my biggest part of it is bicycle sales and service. And this young lady brought her child's bike in to get repaired, and as she walked through the door, I see a gentleman and a woman, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go, And so I looked at her, and I saw her earrings were dragonflies. So I said to her, lovely earrings. I figured it's a nice way to break the ice, right? And she goes, oh yeah, my husband bought them for me. She says, it's funny because when I sit out in my backyard, there's 2 dragonflies that always come and land on me. And I said, really? I said, do you know what the myth behind the dragonflies is, the meanings? And she goes, no. I said, what it means really is that it's a spiritual thing, that the spirits are coming to visit you, and hopefully you recognize who that spirit may be. I said, do you believe in spirits? She said, oh yeah, totally. There we go. I said, well, can I tell you something? She said, what? I said, your mom and dad have passed? She said, yeah. I said, I gotta tell you, they're with you all the time. She goes, are they with me now? And I'm like, oh yeah, they walk through the door with you. Absolutely. And I gave her a little bit of a message. Her husband come walking in. He's like, "What is taking 20 minutes to leave a bike off to get repaired?" She goes, "Come here, you're not going to believe this." Next thing you know, he's got all kinds of questions for me.
I think I was there that day.
You may have been. I mean, yeah. They walk through all the time. And then it was funny because when she came to pick up the bike the following Saturday, she walked through and the only thing I said to her was yes. She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Yes." I said, "You were going to ask me if I have time to sit with you." And she goes, "How did you know?" I'm like,
well, it's kind of what I do.
yeah.
Well,
Don't you love it when they say, like, I'll be doing a reading on someone, I'm sure you've run into this, how do you know that? I'll say, well, that's what you pay me a lot of money for,
that's what you paid me for, right?
Yeah,
That's why you came to me, right?
I'm actually a worker of Nostradamus.
Really?
He's really I'm a very strong messenger from him. And also I work with Merlin.
Well, Merlin, and I tell people, Merlin is my best friend in the spirit world other than my family.
He just says don't cross him.
He's funny. When I do table session for people, the first thing, I take my table, turn it upside down, or I use a spinning table that I got from a friend of mine. I take the top off, show people there's no motors, there's no strings, there's nothing. And the first thing I do is I have this little table, and I ask Merlin if he could help me with it, and he knows exactly what I want to do. So I tell everybody, just take your fingertip and put it under the table. Don't push, don't do anything, don't try to move the table. But if the table moves, what I'd like you to do is just follow the table, because Spirit uses your energy and theirs to do what they do.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden Merlin will levitate the table. Or I ask them to put their fingertips on top of the table, and being a three-legged table, Merlin will make it walk, which is absolutely fantastic. Which you know.
So you should explain what table tipping is to people who don't understand what you're saying.
Table tipping is an old way of doing mediumship and connecting with spirit. And there's a couple of different tables. We use a table, they're called tea tables, Old English tea tables, or pie crust tables. Pie crust tables, usually they have, you could tilt it because that's how people store it.
Right.
And tea tables, a lot of them either tilt or they turn. And so if you were having tea in England with somebody and you wanted to pass the cream, you would just spin the table. And that's how people a long time ago got into connecting with spirit and communicating with them through these tables. So what happens is, the one that I use the most when I have clients is my spinning table. So I would ask Spirit to show me what the answer for yes would be. And all of them turn the table clockwise. And then I ask them to show me what the answer for no would be. As you would know, it either stays still or some of them will turn it counterclockwise. So that's great if you have a yes or no question.
When I was doing it, if it was a confused question or they're not sure, the table wouldn't move at all. And when it went move just the opposite from no and then for yeah. But it was like a pendulum if I would ask it a question. When a pendulum, if I ask them a question, it'll go around in a circle, Or like
mine also.
Or I love doing automatic writing. I think that's pretty cool. And sometimes I have to slow my spirit down, because my spirit will do unknown languages, and then I have to make them. I do a lot of Arabic in writing, and then when it gets carried away, I have to say, okay, let's slow it down. Let's translate it back to what people know, And one thing, when you were saying about the cards, I'm going to get a message. You don't need cards. Don't use cards. Do it from your own self. She doesn't use cards.
I don't use cards.
I use cards only because people like to see it on the table. So I'm getting a message, but it's up to you. And actually, Merlin's sitting in the back laughing. But it's up to you if you choose to use the cards. That's up to you. But they really, Spears really recommend that you don't.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can still learn it.
Oh yeah, learn it, but don't do it.
Just it's
It's a
another
good
thing.
educational thing.
Yeah.
We've had people come on for less than 8 months. I always remember that one. She knew all the card readings and all this stuff, and then she was going to be a
Sorry.
teacher.
I gotta shut that off.
Oh, if you need to take it, go for it. You just go.
Oh no, it's just I just need. I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
But the only other thing I wanted to add to the table tipping is because people, what I like about it, it gets your clients interactive with it. I can sit here and do a reading for you, but you're just going to sit there.
Right.
Yeah.
Table tipping, if you ask Spirit a question and it's a drawn-out answer, what you do is recite the alphabet as you know, and the table will turn as you recite it and stop on the letter that you want. Now, one of the things, that gets to be drawn out and it gets to be long, so I either go ask Spirit to go into the auto-writing mode and write, take my hand and write what you want, or they speak to me. And then I give the answer to that person. And to validate that, then I say, Spirit, is that what you were trying to say? And then they validate it.
Oh, see, that's cool. I like that.
Right.
It's
'Cause
very complete.
You have to
Absolutely.
get validation with people.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
You know.
absolutely.
We have a very good friend of ours, Kathy Samuelson, who does automatic writing.
Yes, she does.
And she's very good, but that's all she does. See, do you think you've got spiritual guidance now, pal? You haven't even touched the
No, I
iceberg of it.
No, I haven't. I have to sit down and ask for a few more of my spirit guides because, as you know, spirit guides come and go. When they've accomplished what they were,
They'll send others to you.
yeah,
Right.
they will send others.
That's how
yeah.
we keep growing.
Yes,
Your
absolutely.
grandmother was very, on your father's side, I forgot that, but your grandmother on your father's side was very gifted. But she was afraid to use it because back in the days when I was a young boy.
Oh, that
whatever.
was voodoo. Back
Oh, yeah. Of course, I'm only 35 today.
Last week he was 17.
Yeah, I was
so
17,
Just
you know.
don't, you know.
That's how old I am.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, age is only a number. If we want to
Absolutely.
feel 95 years old, we're going to feel 95 years old.
I
If we
agree.
want to feel like 18, let me tell you, this girl here, she can feel 18, 7 days a week. But then there are times when I don't feel, and I got to tell you, when I said out there was, I finally, truly am very happy with the fact that I'm gay. It
I'm
took
glad.
me, I could admit that I was gay. I could admit that this is who I am, and people don't like it. But I'll tell people, but finally, I had to learn how to accept it within myself.
Well, isn't that part of your spiritual journey? Is
Right.
you have to learn to love yourself before you can love
Oh,
others?
absolutely. I mean, I'm great at giving lectures. Don't get me wrong. But I've had for the last, I've learned to let go of resentments that I've had in the last 10 years. I've learned how to let go. I've learned how to stop taking and blaming other people for my own actions. I used to blame my dad all the time for everything I did wrong. Accepting, I refused to. Well, my dad was an alcoholic. My dad didn't love me. My dad abused me, and then my fortune, and so it was easy for me to blame anybody else except learning how to take me. When I started learning how to take 10 years ago, when I truly learned how to start taking the full responsibility for my actions, and this is when I lost everything to have everything. Do you understand?
That makes perfect sense.
I mean, I walked from Derry, New Hampshire at 11 o'clock at night in a snowy day. The cops wouldn't even give me a ride home. All they did was frisk me, and I asked him if I needed to pull my pants down, too. He didn't have a sense of humor. And I had to walk all the way from Derry to Manchester. I literally cried my heart out. Literally cried out. What am I doing? What's going on with me? What is happening? I could feel everything. I left the job in nursing, which was very secure. I walked all home, and I gave up everything. I ate at the shelter, and I met a lot of, and then I finally realized that, you know what, all these people that are eating there, and I actually lowered myself, and when I say I lowered myself, I mean that tremendously at that time. They eating with the people there, and then I actually worked in a recycling company, really lowered myself, but yet it was the most humbling experience I ever had. And to this day, I'll always be grateful.
I don't know if I would consider it lowering yourself. It's
Well,
just
when I was
putting
up
yourself
here,
in
yeah.
a different
means
journey.
knocking
you
down
know what
his
I mean?
ego is what he's
Yeah,
talking
that was
about.
it, yeah.
He really thought he was all that in a
Oh
bag
yeah,
of chips,
I
and
mean,
he
I did all this for charity, and I did that, and I could do, and I lost.
Oh yeah.
he had to
Okay,
learn that he was
so,
a person
yeah.
too.
Right. I used to go.
It's very hard to learn.
Yeah.
And it really takes something big in the universe to show you
Oh yeah, it
and
did.
to knock you down
Oh, it did.
that you
And-
are just like everybody.
And
You
I
know,
have, even to this day, I have a pair of Indian moccasins. And there's one lady, she was sad, and I feel, and she walked over to me, and she's looking around. She handed me these moccasins, and I literally started crying.
Hmm.
And I said, "This is." She said, "What? What's this?" I said, "You don't know. I think I have them somewhere. I have to look at, but you don't know how much I." That's when my journey started. She gave me a gift to walk, and I always remember, don't judge me unless you can walk the same path that I walked on.
Absolutely.
And I don't know where that just came from. Okay, Spirit gives us messages.
Yeah.
And to this, I'm not going to tell you, and I'm sure you're not going to tell me that it's been an easy journey.
Not at all.
Boy, and I love it when all these people tell them that peaches and cream type of thing, that they've never had a hard
I've
journey
never
to go
heard
through.
anybody say that.
Well, I'm not saying,
Yeah.
but what they've never had difficulty and all that. But every one of us who are true readers or to know what it's like to have to go through problems to better themselves. Okay. Oh, I did have before, but that was on. I did have this lady come on. She said, "I've always had peaches and cream. Everything has been just given to me." And then she said, "I said, but you're a reader." "Oh yes, I do it just for the fun of it." I go, "Then you're not a true reader." And I asked her to leave.
There you go.
You know?
It takes something happens. At least that's the way I look at it,
Yeah.
because it happened with me.
Yeah.
Like for me to really, like you said, to find out about yourself, and to start to love yourself. It happened. What happened to me is that I was doing a table tipping with the two women that taught me how to do it, and friends of mine. And that day, that I will never ever forget that day. I did not have the best life, I guess, growing up. I wouldn't, as I put it, I said this to Bob, I wouldn't put my life on my worst enemy. But I always said that it made me a stronger person. And then sitting at table one day, I knew that my friend was getting a message from somebody, and I knew who it was. I knew it was my mother. And I said, before we go any further, I got something to do. And I'm sitting there with my hands on the table, and I said, Mom, I forgive you for what you did. I forgive you for the way you treated me, but I won't forget.
No.
I will forgive. And I sat there, and I literally saw the shape of my body with my arms on a chair, a black cloud lift off, and I felt that 1,000 pounds. You know how people say,
Yep.
I feel
Oh,
a
yeah.
weight lift?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that. And then that's when my journey started. Truly started.
Right.
Not that it didn't start before
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but when it truly started. And then all of a sudden, my claircognizance, it got so much better. My clairaudience got so much better.
Yeah.
It just, everything started to grow at that point.
My friend Bob Whitebear, he and I went to Springfield, New Hampshire, where I grew up. And I grew up actually in the area, and there was a big dam called McDaniel Dam, okay? And I watched it being built, a little bit longer than that. But anyways, I went up there, and I will never, ever forget it. Bob walked way away. And all of a sudden, I just started crying. I started screaming. And I started letting all this horrendous, like you just said, this horrendous way that I had held on for so long.
Absolutely. Oh.
And when I left it, he never judged me. All he said to me was, "Are you hungry now?" I go, "Well, I'm always hungry." So we went into Bradford, New Hampshire. We stopped at a little diner there, like a caboose, and we had, a great time. And also, like you just said, I was always doing everything, but it was like mechanical.
Right.
Okay. This is when the angel started, and this is when I started, I've been doing my show, but like you said, until releasing a lot of the anger that we had, then we could work. When you started building your flutes, Bob, how did you start doing this?
Fell in love with the sound. I couldn't afford one, so I made one.
Okay. Were you gifted, but that's your talent. That's your spiritual talent.
It came to be, yeah.
Yeah, Did you have a hard time accepting it, or?
No. I just enjoyed doing it.
I think that's the key part of it, enjoying, because you're making other people happy, and like that. Well, a lot of people come to meetings like yourself or myself, or like you, because they need that validation. And I'll usually see the image of the person.
I don't always see the image. I sometimes see a gray outline, a gray figure. And sometimes spirit won't show you because they think that they didn't look good when they passed.
Yeah, they have a reason.
Right, exactly. Or sometimes they'll show you what they look like. Like I did a reading one time. There was a gentleman who was standing there with a perfectly pressed short sleeve shirt and khaki colored pants on over a gorgeous lawn and standing over a lawnmower smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
And this woman said, "I know exactly who it is." And I said, "What's with the lawn?" And he keeps on hitting me with the lawn. He was meticulous. Like they used to have competitions.
Oh, yeah.
Who had the best lawn in the neighborhood? That was him.
Yeah, we had a neighbor like that.
He used to smoke that Sherlock Holmes type pipe.
Cool.
And she's like, that's exactly what he always smoked.
Not to put you on the spot, but can you do a reading for me? Not many mediums can.
You're tough. There is a gentleman standing behind you.
Oh.
I didn't want to get into it.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. No, we want you to.
I just,
we'll validate it.
Showcase you a little bit.
I don't know who it is, but this spirit is what I would call of a younger age, 50s, 60s. I'm not great with ages,
no.
And I really stink at names, so please don't ask me. I feel like it was a friend of yours at one time who had passed. Blackish or dark brown, gray, kind of wavy kind of hair. And I can hear him saying he knows who I am. He knows who I am. He's come to you before. He finds it rather funny because I guess when he was here, that two of you used to kid a lot. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, already.
Yeah. He's standing there going, he knows who I come a lot.
One of my best friends.
Yeah. Okay. Please don't ask me his name because
no, he doesn't want you to reveal his name.
Yeah,
that's between him and I.
Okay. But he does he still play the little jokes on you? You find
all the time.
Okay, that's what he's saying. We still joke.
We were
a lot.
talking about that.
Yeah. That's I knew exactly who it was, but yeah.
He's the one I had a crush on.
Oh. You could never tell.
He's a very joyous person.
He really is.
Yeah. He loves to laugh.
Yeah.
guaranteed. And he said that he knew that you guys were going to ask me to do this, which I didn't think that you would put me on the spot, but he apparently did.
It's more to showcase you, not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, well, first of all, I enjoy putting people on the spot.
Yes, he
You know,
does.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that from, yeah.
See,
so when
you thought Bob was a good friend. Now you have to wonder.
Well, Bob told me to tread lightly with you.
Oh, did he?
Yes. And I said, Bob, does he have a good sense of humor?
I tried.
And I also, have you ever, and that was one of my best friends, actually. Thank you for confirming that. 'Cause we were talking about that one day, and he did have way behaviors. And one of the things I want to, do you ever have spirits that come out with foul language?
No.
No? Oh, I have.
I never have.
I do.
I do,
Do
too.
you really?
Oh, yeah.
Never have.
I've
Well,
had,
that's how they spoke in real life.
yeah,
In
and they'll come
physical
and do that.
life,
So that'll be
that's
coming.
how
You're
they're
still
gonna.
in training, young man.
Yeah, that's how they'll come across. And this is just a way
I've
of
had,
letting the person know.
I've had a lot of other people, and I don't care if you know, Angie, she and I talked about it, and a lot of others come out and say, you're too vulgar to be on stage. I go, okay, but why am I vulgar? And she said, because some of the language that you use. I said, no, I'm using what spirit tells me to
I don't
use.
censor. What they say, I
Okay,
say.
that's right.
I don't censor.
When I'm doing a reading for somebody, or we're doing table, or whatever means I'm using, I use the term that I am the mailman. The only thing that I'm doing is delivering a message to you.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that. I
Yeah.
got to remember.
And that's exactly what it is. And that's why you don't
Absolutely.
censor it, because, you don't want the mailman going through your mail. And
Right.
Absolutely. And like the woman that runs the circle that I go to says, from spirit, through spirit, to spirit.
Yes.
Who's the lady that passed that had a wicked potty mouth? Actually, it's more on Bob. She's short. She got blondish hair, kind of wavy, and she wears glasses. And she has a mind of her blankety blank own. And no, that's you.
Wow.
I can't
I'm
use
not-
that language.
I'm
Not
not,
on there.
I'm not sure about the language.
It's not really bad, but she was can be very outspoken.
Oh, it's probably my Aunt Pauline, yeah.
I was getting an ant.
Yeah,
that
sure.
Yeah.
She wear glasses.
energy.
I believe she
Okay,
did.
good. Not very tall.
Going back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No. One thing I have to really guide myself. Remember the day I almost got carried away and almost said the words. I have to really, because on the air you have to be
on
very
air,
guarded.
You gotta be
okay?
careful.
And the one thing I will tell you is that she's saying that stop searching for true love. You have it within you.
Say that again.
Stop searching for true love. That you have it within you.
Oh, that goes back to loving yourself before you love anybody else.
Are you in a relationship?
Yep.
Okay. You're very close.
Oh yeah.
You've been together a long
she's
time?
Terrific.
Okay. Then start treating her with true love.
I do.
Okay. I'm just getting
absolutely
you
do.
the message that
Yep.
I'm getting, okay? Treat her a little bit more with love.
Wow. Okay.
When you go home, buy her a dozen roses, is the message I'm getting.
Oh yeah. Rosa's not so much. She doesn't like that. But I buy her little things that always.
You've been married a long time?
I'm not married, but I've been with her for 10 and a half years.
So,
You
yeah,
live together?
basically are.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Do you live together?
Yes.
Then you're married as far as one's concerned.
Yeah, as far as spirit's concerned. And the law,
Spiritual.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Scott and I have been together 21 years. You know? How he
'Cause
puts
he
up
is-
with
'cause
me,
he
I'll
is
never
a
know.
saint,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott, not
Yeah.
Norm.
Hey! I was sick the other day. I got to tell you, he waited on me like there was no tomorrow. And I'm a real drama queen when
Well,
I'm
you
sick.
were a nurse. Every nurse
No.
I know is a
Not
drama.
you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe, isn't it, Bob? You just
know.
can't believe it, right?
May I do a reading on you, sir?
Sure.
Okay, whenever you shuffle those.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Sorry, world.
Cut it out! She says I did it purposely.
I think your aunt was like, oh, we have a call.
Okay.
It's Mary.
Yeah.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Norm.
Hey, Mary.
Hey,
How you doing today?
Good.
All excited for tomorrow?
Yeah, I really am.
I bet.
I really am.
Okay.
Can't wait for tomorrow.
Mary is starting a new show, Cruising with Mary, Thursdays from
5 to 6. Live.
Live.
Call in.
And it's a call-in show. Hey, you got a couple of
an
guys
hour.
right here that will probably come on your show. Bob will probably come on and play the flute for you in the later days.
Well,
Hey, more than welcome.
I
Yeah.
thought she'd been on the air for
She
a while.
has, but it was a
that's
half
but now she got
hour,
an hour show.
and they
Oh,
taped it.
okay.
Now it's an hour, and it's
Right.
live.
So
Wow, that's cool.
I'll send you their info, Mary, so you can get them on. Just make sure
Okay,
you hold.
sounds good.
All right. So, Mary, how many people you got coming on tomorrow?
Well, we have you, Mr. Norm Moody. I have Laurie
Yep.
coming on. Glenn's supposed to be coming on. And I have Kate coming on.
Okay. Well, do you want Kate as the like your co-host and Lori now sit on the
Kate,
side?
yeah,
Okay.
Kate's going to be my co-host with
Okay.
me.
Glenn said he can only do it for half. Yeah.
So I can get you guys on the spot.
Oh, that's gonna be different.
Here's a switch for you.
Yeah, it is. I've done a half-hour shows with Mary, and what a difference when she's in control and I'm not. You know, but it's great, and we look forward to it. You know,
Very
and
excited for you,
I am
Mary.
so excited, Mary. Lori's going to pick me up, Mary.
Okay.
Okay.
She's been
And-
working out, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, well, I
You
have
know.
been, but
As long as she doesn't throw you after she picks you up. That's,
Right.
that's the key.
Well, I'm going to wear my pink hot pants.
oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I'm so, Mary, I've been talking to a lot of people about this, and I'll actually be even advertising on Facebook. And I'll we'll
Yeah,
put it
me
on
too.
Norman Friends.
well,
Okay?
she
Yeah.
put it up and tagged us in it, so
Yeah,
it's
okay.
on there.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
I couldn't get it to share on Norman Friends, though. No
Really?
matter what I tried, it wouldn't go.
Yeah. Well, but we're really excited. Mary is one that, and actually, this is giving Mary a lot of positive energy, right, Mary? She has been.
Yes, it has. I really am. I'm enjoying myself on here. You know, like I said, I always said thank you, Norm, because he's the one that got me started on this. And, you know, the people at the theater, at there, and I want to thank them, too, for everything.
Well, Mary was my bodyguard back in the younger years. Mary and I go way back. Outside of trouble, she'd finish it for me. Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to get my nails hurt. You know.
well,
But
God forbid.
yeah, but I am really looking forward to this. I really am. Man. I'm so happy for you. I actually see you being on for at least 15 years.
Well,
Yeah, I'm enjoying. I really am. It's something that, you know, I don't do much, as you know.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, I'm going on in April. It'll be my 18th year, and you know I look forward to it. I really do. I've only been 3 shows. Now I got to get the courage out and let go so that Lori can do it for me. You know, I did change the name of the show, which was a big step, right? And
Yeah, that was a big step.
yeah. She didn't know I was going to do it until she come in and saw it on the
really?
screen. Yeah,
What was the name of the show?
Norm and Friends.
Ah,
And I had to. Then I said, you know what? It's Norm, Lori, and Friends now. You know, because it was hard because I'm so control. Like I don't know.
it's hard for you to give up.
Right,
Give something up. you know?
Right, yeah, you know. And Mary is still giving the same name, right? Cruising with Mary?
Oh, yeah, it'll be the same.
Well, we're going to go start cruising for the cute guys again. How's that? We're going to follow the title.
Very good.
Hey, Mary, I'm going to be giving you a call to come over possibly Sunday for a breakfast night. At night, instead of
Alrighty.
dinner, we'll have breakfast. You know.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Okay? Keep
Alrighty.
yeah, okay, we'll look forward to tomorrow.
All right, catch ya.
Oh yeah,
Bye, Mary.
Scott's gonna come and take
Bye-bye.
pictures. Yeah,
Bye.
bye bye. I'm so happy for her.
Oh,
No,
that's
I
good.
really am. It's a
she's
big
such
step
a
for her.
sweetheart. I love
She
her
went
so
through
much.
a lot of sickness last year. I think this is keeping her motivated, keeping her from, now. So I'm excited for her.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna have you take out 5 cards. Don't look at them. You think about something that you want to happen for you.
Sorry.
Huh?
I slid that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get yelled at, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
all right.
good.
I'm used to that by now. God's pretty cool. Okay. I'm going to have you play the salt bomb when it comes time to go out, all right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have you play the song for us on the way up when the show is over.
Yeah, fine.
One more.
No, Spirit told me to tell you to take 2 together.
Okay, so I feel drawn to take these 2.
Okay. And I want you to think about something you want to happen for you, but I don't want to know about it.
Say that again?
Think like a wish.
Yeah.
Think about something that you want to happen for you, but I don't want to know.
But just you.
Yeah. Just for you only. Can't be for your girlfriend. Can't be for your store. It has to be for within you. Tough to think for yourself, huh?
It is, because I don't usually do anything for me.
That's why Spirit said to think. That's why Spirit will tell you to do it for you. Be patient. All things will come to pass. Well, your journey in life has never been easy for you. Everything you had, you've always had to work for. When you own a store, right? Mm-hmm. And you've worked very hard to keep that afloat, right? There have been times when you've been almost down, and you always feel, because you're not a quitter at whatever you do. You also know there's no such thing as failure, right?
Yep.
Okay. I always call it a learning thing. It's up to us.
It's a learning curve.
Curve, yep.
Absolutely.
And I also will tell you, financially, you've got a lot. This year, financially for you, is going to be a big improvement. However, there's some things in the spiritual world you're going to be letting go of. Only you know when it's time to let go. Because you're going to be learning a lot more. Merlin says he's teaching you just the beginning of teaching.
Cool.
Okay. And he said you're going to get a lot of the answers that you want in your dreams. Don't be afraid of them. You also have a lot of spirits in your store.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Time to let them go.
Okay.
Okay, it's up to you how you want to do it, or whatever it is. Time to let them go. There's a lady that's lost and wants to go over into the white light. You need to send them over there. That's old property there, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Is your building old itself?
Yes.
Or just okay? Because you got a lot in there. Not too far from there, someone committed suicide. And the spirit went to your store, so you really got to try to find a way to release him. It's a male. He was about 17 years old.
Okay.
He was about, I'm going to get a clear vision of him. He's about 17 years old. He was really a lost spirit, okay? And he died in the late 40s, early 50s. Because he could not, and the building itself is on the property. The energy, okay? Because when he found out who he was and how the parents would disown him, it was easy for him not to accept what it was. And he chose I don't want to use the word easy way, but this is what Spirit has told me. He chose the easy way. But he could have done a lot better. Now he's searching, and actually his name is Everett. Okay. So I would probably encourage you to try to release the spirit. I'll finish after
Is
this.
that out?
Yep.
Already?
Yep. Hello, Al. Hello, Al. What happened?
Those newfangled smartphones.
Hello, Al.
Norm, how you doing today?
I'm not doing too bad. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, what do you think of it? We got a big Patriots game. How do you think Saturday?
We're going to go all the way.
Okay.
I think we're going to slaughter them, actually. You know.
Super Bowl. Yeah, okay.
What do you think about all the mix-up between how they're trying to create problems with Kraft and Brady and Belichick?
What do you think?
I think it's just a bunch of hogwash.
No.
Yeah. People are so jealous of the Patriots that they'll create any kind of problems, you know. But I do see Belichick retiring.
You do? Yeah, he's done it a long time, yeah.
Team.
Yeah. Or he may be going, well, they're claiming he's going to the Giants.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
Yeah. Time will tell. Hey, the Brewers are doing good, huh?
Yeah, they lost the overtime the other, but they still had 5 goals. What'd you think of that game?
I think that's pretty good. You know what? I could actually see them winning the
Stanley Cup. You think
the Stanley Cup. Yeah, I think they're going to come close to the Stanley Cup this year. They're going all the way.
How about the Celtics 30.
Oh my gosh! There's another team. I think it's going to be a Boston year. If we can win the Super Bowl, we can win the golden, what do we call it, basketball thing there?
I don't do basketball.
Basketball, whatever they call it, championship. There you go, and the
Doesn't have
Stanley
to be
Cup,
the same.
and then the Patriots and the Red Sox win the World. Can you imagine what that would be like in Boston?
Oh, we had a year like that not too long ago.
You'd think
There
people
was-
hate us now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be the Red Sox year. They got they got a good manager coming in.
Yeah, I think Alex.
I think he's
Cora
going to be
do
good.
nice job.
Alex, what do you say? Yeah, I think,
Yeah, I think it's going to be all the way this year. You know, it really is. You know, so
how's the show going on?
actually, I'm getting a lot of education from what's his name? Chuck. There we go. Chuck here. I actually am believing in. I'm learning a lot from him.
Well,
And
anyway, we'll get into the weather tonight. We'll have increasing clouds tonight. Temperatures tonight will be down into the 20s. Not as cold as recent nights. It will be a little patchy, freezing, drizzle, or freezing rain early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Mid to upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. Then we're going to see rain heavy at times, 50 and 55 on Friday with the warm air over the cold snow cover. Some dense fog will form Friday, and that rain could change to freezing rain, sleet, or even snow possibly before it ends. So Saturday could be a little tricky with the weather. But temperatures in the 40s in the morning, dropping during the day. We could have a freeze, a flash freeze, and even standing water on the ground Saturday night. But temperatures dropping below freezing will freeze. And Sunday, mixture of sun and clouds, upper 20s to low 30s. So we're going to see a pretty good slug of precipitation here. Heavy rain Friday night, and it may end in some wintry precipitation, possibly on Saturday, Norm.
oh, as long as it keeps cold, I'm happy. I don't like the sun.
Yeah, you like that cold weather? You didn't mind the real cold weather last week, huh?
I didn't mind it at all. Actually, my dog didn't like it, but I liked it. You know.
Mentioning that storm last week along the coast, a lot of damage. It's a shame.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? That's mild to what we got coming.
You see something worse than that?
I'm looking, especially in February. You know, I'm looking at it.
So
I
you see a
plow,
bigger
too.
storm than that in February.
I think in February, you think we had a northeaster and that, whatever it was, but we got a double the way it's going to be, and there's going to be a lot of outages, and we've been very blessed that nobody got killed or nobody died in it, but I do see a lot more trees going down, and I do see a lot of houses being, and then in the springtime, I see a lot of floods.
You do.
I really do. It'll be a good season for the sugar people.
Yeah.
You know, and the skiers. But I tell you now, people, you don't have to take me serious, take it lightly, whatever. But as I have said on my website a long time ago, this is the beginning of the horrific times that we're going to be having in the next 3 to 4 years. And then it's going to slow down and people are going to have to rebuild.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, no, I'll give you a call Sunday night.
All right. Yeah,
Have a good weekend.
You too. We got to get for lunch
Bye, Al.
soon. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, maybe next week one day, later next week.
All right. Yep. Okay, give me a call.
Have a good
Yeah,
night.
you
We'll
too.
talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye, Laurie. Take
Bye,
care.
Al.
Yeah, bye-bye.
He's so sweet.
That's Al Caprillion.
Oh my God, that guy was so awesome. When
He's
I
one of
saw
my
him
best
on
friends.
TV.
Yeah,
He's
the nicest
shy
guy.
around you, isn't he?
Not anymore.
No, all
Not
right.
anymore.
Not anymore.
All right.
No, he's
Okay,
come
we're
a
gonna
long
get
way.
back to
Yeah,
you.
ever since he started working at Macy's, he's really
Yeah.
come out of
Yeah.
his
Doing
shell. Oh
awesome.
my
Yeah.
goodness!
He
We
loves
see
it
him
there.
out in public, and he's
He
just
doesn't make
like,
anywhere near the
"Woo!"
money, you know what I'm
But he's
saying?
happy.
But he's
But he's
happy. That's
happy.
what. You know how we talk about you like your work.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we were saying before. Don't
Yep.
keep a job for the money if you're unhappy, because it's
That-
not worth it.
One thing I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of things like tipping the table. I'm really intrigued with that, but you're going to have to put it aside because there's another way that you're going to be working with, like, and almost like a goldenrod or whatever that I'm seeing. You're going to get a lot of light boating experiences that you're going to not be afraid of. Okay, let it happen for you. I'm not going to tell you all this stuff is going to be given away right away. Okay, because you're still in the mode of learning. You're still in the mode of still training. But believe me, me too. Every day I'm still a newborn babe. There's those, and I love it. Except I don't get my diaper changed anymore.
Okay, that's just gross.
Yeah. Oh well. I also will tell you that someone that you know very well, you're going to be going to a funeral. I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong.
Somebody that I know very well.
Very well.
I've gone through bunch of those over the last couple of months.
Oh, yeah, well, you got one more. This one is a very angry person and doesn't want to let go. And he thinks that everybody owes him. And the sad part is it's going to creep up on him until he's not. He's going to hang on for a long time because he needs to make a lot of amends with other people. And I'm not going to. I don't mention names, but you already know who it is.
It just came to me.
Okay. But it's up to him. You have to be the one to explain to him that he has to make amends, and he has to be the one, and that is, give him permission to cross. Okay. This lady that you're with, boy, she got a big decision to make.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she's not here, so I can't really, when I can, with your permission. That she doesn't work in the store, right?
No.
No, okay, but
she does her own thing.
Yeah, okay. That she's got another big opportunity coming to her. That I would tell her to really weigh it out and really do it slow with it, and it could be successful for her. Okay, who's the artist? That's her, because she can sell some paintings if she wants to. That's her.
That.
Huh?
I've been telling her that.
That's her psychic ability because she sees what we don't see in artwork. You agree with that? Okay. I also will tell you, your dad. Did your dad pass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He says, "Forgive us all." I don't know what that means.
I do.
Okay. And he wants to let you know he wants it the best, but he also loves you very much. Okay. You look a lot like him, huh?
I do.
Okay. You have a lot of his mannerism.
I do.
Makes you mad, doesn't it? Sometimes.
Not anymore.
No.
It did.
I did that with my
I
dad.
can hear the frustration in my head.
Yeah, because I was very frustrated because I never wanted to. Now I find myself being the same way. I also, do you have children?
Yes.
You have a son?
2.
3?
2 of them.
How
I
about-
have 3 kids.
You know, how about having a third child?
I have 3 kids.
He meant,
How about having a third boy?
that's what he meant.
Am I going to adopt somebody? Is that what you're
No.
telling me?
When you were playing around in your younger days?
He's saying he thinks there's someone out there you don't know about yet.
I know what he's saying.
You gotta get to clear.
Am I going to find out, do you think?
And time. The Spirit
When
says
the
in
time is right.
When the time is right. And you're going to recognize him on a poor guy. He'll going to look like a twin to you. But he's also very successful. No, you did not know that this person was with child because she married someone and they gave him, he had a very good life. And he still does. Okay. But the children, you were a good dad, weren't you?
Excuse me?
You were a pretty good dad.
I
You
tried
made up.
to be.
You made up for. You overcompensated at times
Probably.
to make up for what you didn't. Like I did, and I think we all do that. Like that's what we do. I also will tell you. How old is your oldest son?
37.
Pretty successful.
I guess.
Within himself.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Do you have contact with him?
No.
Would you be willing to send out the olive branch and accept his apologies?
Absolutely.
Okay. The Spirit is asking because that's what's going to be end up happening. I see a reuniting of you and the oldest one.
That'd be nice.
Okay. Do you have contact with the other two?
I have contact with my daughter, yeah.
Okay. And she said that I actually will tell you, I know she loves you very much, and she knows that a lot of stuff that happened when you were growing up or whatever wasn't all your fault. Okay. So take that with pride.
Absolutely.
Okay. Your youngest one, too. I just see that could be what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a big change coming around you as far as family-wise go. I'm seeing a strong connection, reconnected with you and your children, which I think is very important.
Absolutely.
Okay. And stop blaming yourself for everything that went wrong. I am the same way. Everything went. I'm just blessed with my son and I. Okay, because I have a nephew now. I have a strong connection with, as you know. And if you look at him and you look at me, you can tell we're related. And I also will tell you that. Do you want to sell your store? It's on the market.
I have been thinking about it, yes.
Wait 2 years.
I just signed a 2-year lease.
Okay, because see, I know what I'm doing. Wait 2 years, and then you will sell it at a good profit.
Oh, good.
Okay. I also think you need to expand your store a little bit more, different products.
Oh my God! Everybody tells me to get rid of half the stuff that I do.
Get rid of half of the stuff, but buy it. Get new products.
I've been thinking about that too.
Your store is so old-fashioned in many of the things that you have in there. It's like an old country store feeling.
I love that though.
Am I right, Bob? Is it an old country feeling, store feeling?
Small town.
I see
Right.
what he's saying.
But it's a good atmosphere. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, yeah,
But
definitely.
your mother wants to know if you know how to dust things, though.
You're
I
gonna
mean, I'm
start
not supposed to come in and
embarrassing me now.
vacuum for you?
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, you need to
I
do
don't
that.
know.
Was your mother an immaculate housekeeper? Okay, well, she wants you to be. She says you need to remodel your store.
Wow.
I think your store is pretty nice. Don't do what you feel is right for you. But just use a feather mop every once in a while. Is that what you call it, feather mop? Feather
Sure.
duster?
A duster,
or whatever?
yeah.
Yeah, duster.
Okay. When was the last time you made macaroni and cheese? I have no idea where this is coming from.
I thought about it the other day.
And it makes them up. Only don't burn it.
And don't eat all of it at once.
No.
Which is
Oh,
what,
yeah,
which
yes.
is what I would do. So that's what I.
I also will tell
That's
you.
part of being the chef that I am.
You
Yeah.
could eat it out of the pot.
I also will tell you it's time to get brand new brakes. Like you were telling. Is your truck old? Like 150
14
years old?
14.
14
It's
time
in
to get it.
Relatively good shape.
No,
Our
time.
truck is 14. Yeah.
But that's why I was late. The
Yeah.
brake, the,
Right.
the
Right.
brake
you,
went
you
out
will
on
see,
it.
but the brakes that you will have Mickey Moused. Now it's time for a whole new set.
Okay.
Okay, and I would encourage you to do that, or get a whole new vehicle. You don't like getting rid. You're a hoarder.
No, I would love a new truck. I just can't afford a new truck.
You're also a hoarder.
Hoarder.
Hoarder? What do you
Yeah.
call it?
Hoarder.
Hoarder.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody told
You
me
don't
that.
like to get rid of things. Your poor wife puts up with a lot. When you
Oh, my I hope that she never sees this.
She's a sweetheart.
spiritually, you're really on the right path for you. Okay? No, if you try to do something different, trust me, you're going to feel the wrath of the Spirit and you will not like it. Allow the Spirit to work with you. Okay? Allow the Spirit to work within you. I know, and this is all coming through allow.
That phone off.
Okay? That your phone? Isn't that embarrassing?
It is
No way.
because
It is
I didn't
important.
want to just
Yeah.
get up and walk over there and turn it off.
Yeah.
I was in such a rush because I was
Yeah.
so late.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I also, you went through 7 years of hell and back, haven't you? Not now, but in the past. As you use the word hell, because I believe this is hell here, okay? I also will tell you that in your past life, you were also a wizard.
Is that why Merlin and I connect?
Because I was the same way. So that probably is why you and I, because it was no accident I found you on Facebook, just to let you know.
You found me on Facebook just before I left to come up here.
Right.
That's why my brakes failed.
No, that was when that is when I booked you to come on.
Oh,
And I did find you on. I got another one. That's why I thought you were not. There's another guy with the same name you have. Now he's an author.
no, not me.
He's got a wrinkly bald head though, so I didn't think that was you.
Well, I'm getting there.
No, you're not. You're going to be around till you're 102 years old.
Wow.
And when it is time for you to cross, you will be in your own room and you'll be in your own bed.
Maybe that's where the wrinkly bald head came from.
Could be, yeah, there
Is
you
that
go.
what it is?
But no,
It's funny you should say that because I told Spirit I wanted to stick around for a long time because I enjoy the journey that they put me on.
well, I want to be here doing what I'm doing now till at least 85. And then I want to be like, if I can, But I will definitely tell you, and the person that you're with, you got another 20 years with her.
Thank God.
She's your
Such
big,
a good soul.
she's your biggest supporter, isn't she?
Absolutely.
She keeps you calm when you get frustrated.
Absolutely.
She has a kind heart.
Like you wouldn't believe.
But you got to watch her sugar level.
Me?
She got to
She
watch
does.
her. She has to. You have to help her keep an eye on it. Because she's either a diabetic or she's borderline.
That's what the doctor told me the other day.
Both of you are.
Yeah.
But you also have high blood pressure.
Yes.
And if you're not careful, can I be really, really honest with you?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not careful, you're going to have an angina attack. An angina attack is like a heart attack. It's a forewarning. Okay. And you really have got to lose some weight. You're not pregnant, but you look like you could be tomorrow. Don't worry about that.
I was going to say, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black?
I know, but I'm losing. See, that's why I can say it. After all of that I have given you, the decision you made to sign that lease for 2 more years was the right-on decision. Okay. Is it a building by itself, or is it a
No, it's a little strip mall.
little strip mall? Okay, because I do see, but there's some repair work that has to be done either to the roof or around that area. It's not yours. Your expense is theirs. Okay. I would double check your insurance. I had no idea why I'm telling you this, but the insurance, I'm being told to tell you to double check like you have for insurance, because there's something more that you need to either add, or they could be overcharging you. And by the way, where are your glasses?
In my pocket.
Oh, okay. You use it for driving?
No. Reading only.
No. Well, you better get your eye checked then, because your vision can be off in kilter.
Yeah, the eye doctor's been sending me messages.
When are you going to learn to forgive yourself?
Good question.
I've been taught a lot of lessons in learning forgiveness within myself. And I got to tell you, Lori's been a big help to me. She blushes, but she really has. When you start learning, believe me, when you start learning how to forgive yourself, we can talk back and forth on Facebook if you want. When you start learning how to forgive yourself, your spiritual intervention will be so overwhelming that you'll have to slow it down. One thing I do know about your mediumship, you're real. Okay, if you would, I'd tell you that too. I'm not bashful. I'm too old to worry about what other people think about it. But you're real. You're very honest with it. And the one thing about you too, if you can't get a connection, you're going to tell them. Okay.
Absolutely.
I also said, did you have a brother that was stillborn? Do you know?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't have talked about it if it had happened.
Okay. Because I see a stillborn child. Okay. And you should have been a twin. God, picture 2 of them together.
Oh my God, this world would really be in
2
trouble.
of you? Oh my goodness.
My God. If I could admit that.
But also, you're a miracle child.
Really?
You should not have lived past 8 years old. You were born under the crystal light, but actually the Spirit came down and says, no, your journey isn't over. We got a lot of work for you. And your store is pretty big.
It's pretty big, I
There's
guess.
another room you can set an office in,
If I worked at it.
because you need to do that soon.
Okay.
Okay, so that you can do the readings you want to do. Like after hours or whatever, because it's time for you not only to do it in their house, but for them to come to you. And realize it's a privilege to come to you. That sounds conceited. I'm sorry, but that's the way I look at it. It's an honor for me to read people, but it's also a privilege for us to have them come. And if we don't believe that, we're not convinced within ourselves, then we're not going to go. But it's time for you to grow a lot more.
I look forward to that.
Okay. It's going to be discouraging. Don't get me wrong, because there are days when I want to throw the towel in. One day I threw a towel and I said, I can't take this anymore. And the Spirit showed me what it would look like if I gave up what I do. And that wasn't too cool, I also will tell you that, did you play a musical instrument?
Yes, I do.
What do you play? Piano?
Drums.
Drums? When was the last time you played?
Sunday.
You have a band?
Yes.
You do pretty well with it?
I love it.
Don't let them run you. Don't let them control you. Control yourself. And your band members listening to the show?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to be downloading this anyway, so then you can tell your friend. But always, as I close up here, always, always be happy for you, not anybody else. F everybody else. When you learn to forgive you, then you can truly forgive others. And I had to learn that the hard way. Because, like a lot of things that happened in my life, I believe, and then I had to forgive me for allowing it to happen. Like you have to forgive yourself for allowing things to happen. Okay? Have any questions?
When am I coming back?
You want to come back on the show?
I had a great time.
Okay, we will look. I will
kidding
let
me?
you know when I get home. I knew I should have brought my calendar.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. 'Cause
I had a great.
You have a
May, I
message?
think.
You have any message for him?
No, you pretty much said everything. I think he
There's one thing about doing what we do. We love to talk about it because we are so happy that we have
Yeah.
the ability to do it.
right.
That I can talk for hours about it. I can give you. I talk to people about my experiences, the readings that I had for people. It's just,
I got it.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing.
Bob, got a song?
One or two.
Take us
Okay,
home,
you
brother.
What
Well,
time is
playing
it?
it so I can.
What time is it?
I
How
don't know.
much time do we have left?
20 of.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we got
Yeah,
time
'cause
to
I gotta
do
go
at
out
least
there, so
two.
if you wanna-
Let's see.
That was a reading by the Queen herself. See, if you don't have fun, then it's not worth it.
Oh,
I love it. I think it's funny. Wow, that was
Beautiful.
gorgeous. Just moves me every time you play. I'm not
I
gonna
amaze
lie.
me. Not me. I'm just using my fingers.
have you heard his CD that he's
She's
made?
got one.
I have
Do you?
one.
I use that to meditate by.
I use it every time.
Oh
If I don't
my
feel
God.
good, if I'm upset, I use it all the time.
You want to talk about a soothing sound?
Right.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
I had a friend whose baby wouldn't sleep, and I said, "Try Bob's CD.
Works good for that. too.
Works fantastic."
Well, I don't know if I would promote the fact that your CD puts people to sleep.
Well,
Well, babies.
I do tell people not to play it in the car when they're driving. just
Right.
in case.
No, but it's perfect for babies. You know, you need them to calm down.
children love it.
Right. It
They're at a level, even
Yeah.
especially if they can't speak, where the music touches them more than your words
right.
do.
Yeah. It's like they get.
Third week in May, on a Wednesday, you'll be coming on. The Spirit told me out there.
Oh, it's cool. It's my birthday month.
Okay.
I like May. Third week in May.
The third week in May.
So yeah. So I've been practicing, but lately I'm having trouble with the breathing part. I don't know what's changed. What I'm doing wrong.
Now, did you get one of the books to
Yes.
go with it? Okay, work on the breathing exercises and stuff like that too. That'll help.
Yeah, I know, because
Well, that you've had a lot of changes in your life too,
Yeah,
and a lot of
it's
things
true.
have changed, and
it is true.
stuff's fallen by the wayside, and some of it's probably a good thing, and some other stuff you just need to practice and get back into
Yeah.
again.
Because even my dog, no matter where she is, I pick up that flute, she comes running to lay right there to listen to me
Yep.
play, which makes me feel
Awesome.
so amazing.
At least they're not running the other
That's
direction.
it. She's not running away.
What type of mediumship do you do?
I do mostly intuitive readings.
Intuitive.
So, I mean, I do some mediumship. It's all, I don't even know how to describe it. I see, I feel, I hear, and then I relay.
Well, that's basically what I do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
part of what we do.
Everybody says to me, "Well, how do you do this?" It's natural for me.
It's
It's a combination of things.
Right.
It's however spirit connects through you. You could do the same thing, two different people, but you're going to do it a little bit differently.
exactly.
Absolutely.
It just
Like
right,
what I
it
just did to you,
happens.
she may do it a lot differently than I do. There's no two readers that read alike. The one thing I don't like, if people want to take classes, because you teach it, right?
Oh, I
Reading is-
teach a lot of classes.
But
yeah.
what they also, and I'm sure you encourage them, take what you learn from here and do what you do, but also let your spirit help you as well.
Right, I always tell them, like Reiki is an example, because we've had a lot of people
Yeah.
on that say, "Oh, you have to do Reiki like this." No, that's BS.
Missed the point.
Right. I always say to them, then you don't understand Reiki, because there's no wrong way to do it. You do it how you're guided to do it. What works, with you, and what your spirits are telling you to do, not what some book tells you to do, because we're not robots.
I totally understand that.
But it's true in any type of mediumship, any type of energy
Yeah.
modalities.
I have my way. I have
Yeah.
my way of doing it. And I don't call it Reiki. I call it energy healing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because every one of us are all tools of the spirit. We're not the healers.
Right. It's not us doing
we're,
it.
we're the messengers, like you said, with
The postman.
Merlin, the postman.
Right,
I can
I love
remember
that.
that. Merlin is laughing like now. He's actually wearing his green outfit with a hat on there, and he's carrying a, what do you call them things?
The wand.
The wand.
You sure
Yeah.
it's not? Are you sure it's not blue?
No, it's green.
I don't know why, but I came upon a Merlin ornament with him. I believe he's holding the wand, and he's got his, But I asked him, you weren't a magician when you were. Everybody thinks you're a magician. He's not.
No.
He was never a
No.
magician.
No,
He can transform in many different colors.
Well, he used to be Saint Germain, my in another dimension, my master guide.
Bob, are you ready for a relationship? Because you got one coming very, very soon.
Whatever, that's the least of my concerns. When it happens, it happens.
I'm just telling you, the message
I'm
you're
working
telling
on
you.
me,
Okay.
good for you.
It's about time.
so.
Well, it's hard to beat perfection. So
Well,
Oh my God!
I-
Here we go. You just opened up a can of worms.
When you're
Bob knows
perfect
I
like
love
I am, then
I
we don't
see.
have to
Yeah.
do it.
Well, when I get like that, I'll let you know.
Okay, But one thing I will tell and the one thing that I know about people is they have to learn to believe in themselves. And the sad part, they follow other people. Like when I was growing up, I couldn't come out of the closet and say I was gay. I would have got beaten up or laughed at. Well, I was. I knew I was always, or like half the people don't even know why they hate each other. Or why you know what I'm saying? They really don't. Not because the people that are in, we'll say for high school, the people that, we can't talk to this guy because he's lower, and then we can make fun of him. And they follow a clique because they don't know anything differently. Well, one guy made fun of me. Somehow he fell down a flight of stairs.
I have a saying in life, and when we have a discussion with people about the the same subject, I always say, what you don't understand is if you cut your wrist and I cut mine, we both bleed red.
Right.
We are all the same.
We are all the same regardless.
Absolutely.
Well, take a look at when, I don't know, I've seen a lot of people that have passed away, right? And you see they're nothing but skin and bones, and the spirit isn't left, or whatever. And one thing that I do know about us, color is on the outside.
Right.
And what's on the outside doesn't matter.
No, it's what you have in here.
Because you can wear any package.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Clothes don't make the person.
Right.
Hey, well, I used to think it did.
Well, you're wrong. I know this is your show, but you're wrong.
I said I used to think I did. But no, my hair had always, when I went out, my hair always had to be a certain way. Never did I ever wear the same outfit twice.
Wow.
Never.
That's so
when I lived
sad.
in California. Well, I didn't have to pay for it. I had a very rich person. And so I didn't have to pay. You never pay for it, Now, hell, I go to the Salvation Army.
Did it do you any good?
No.
That's
I was I really was always searching for things in life. I had a person who supported me really well. I've always been spoiled.
No.
Yeah. And I've had I've actually.
Once he left home.
Yeah. Huh?
Once you left home.
Yeah. And when I started, once I left town, But I've always been, I never fit in with anybody. I'd go to the gay clubs, didn't fit in there. I'd go to AA, didn't fit in there. Went to the churches, never fit in there. But once I let myself go and say, okay, I need a whole new beginning. And when I started rebuilding myself, then I felt I can belong somewhere. And that I belong somewhere is belonging within myself.
Yep. Very important. I think I stepped on that earlier. You got to before you can love someone, you got to love yourself.
You better practice what you preach on that, young man.
Oh my God! Here he goes again.
Well, I just had to cut a client off because that was one thing he wouldn't do, is love himself. He won't. He, no matter what tools I tried to give him or whatever, he consciously chooses to be an abused victim.
Yep.
And he puts himself in roles where he's abused with employers, relationships, constantly. It's a conscious choice now.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you like being abused, is what you're telling me.
Well, this woman that constantly faced with, I've known her. She's like my adopted daughter. She's accomplished so much, but she won't accept it. But she got up in cocaine about 10 to 12 years ago. She's become an LPN, but she still relies on all these different, like another person we know. She goes to, I have one of the
PTSD.
And she won't let it go. She has been to therapy. And I said, you know what? Until you learn how to let it go, then I don't want to talk to you anymore. Because you can give everybody all kinds of tools to work with, but until they learn to let it go, they're not going to grow.
Or to do the work.
Or to do the work. I'm not doing the work for them.
For some people, and for a lot of people, I should say, that's very hard to do.
Yeah, but they can.
It's very hard to learn how to do it.
Too many people rely on, like this one here that I just said, she relies on the therapist to hold her hand, and you know what? That's not cool.
Well, you know why?
That's
Because
a crutch.
it's a crutch.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Which is what I would be for this.
And I do feel bad because
person.
her son is slowly dying from heroin. And I said, you know what? You can't blame yourself for that. He made that choice. He's 28 years old. He made that choice. You made the choice to get better. Okay?
Absolutely.
And now she is all upset that her son got caught in the high school giving his girlfriend a joint in a locker, putting in a locker. But in Massachusetts, there's nothing to it because not against the law in Mass. I thought they had to be 18 or older, or 21, but I don't live in Mass, so I don't know.
I thought it was 18.
I think it's 18.
But they're not going to do anything, And people have to learn when your actions are our consequences, whether you like them or not.
In everything that you do.
Yeah.
Except with me, I'm so perfect and beautiful.
Of course. Goes without saying.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
See, there I try to convince myself. You know what I mean? But actually, when I get home, I'll say, well, you might, but if we don't look in the mirror, and this is what's going to be hard on you when I'm going to challenge you anyways. I want you both to look in the mirror and say, my name is Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I
very
got it.
good.
All right.
Stuff. Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that
My
went
name
fast.
is Chuck, and today I am a winner. And I love me for who I am, not what I am. In other words, outside we can be together all a different person, but when you start believing who you are, the greatest, if you don't believe that you're the greatest medium, then you're not going to be a medium, okay? And if you don't believe that you're a great salesman for the store that you have, okay, that's what you are. But when you start believing on the inside, this is what I am, like Bob's a great flute player. And he's very humble at what he does, right? That's right, I said that, right? And I kid around a lot, but I also when people come in a lot of times, I'm a dirty young psychic. There you go. And yes, I took the old out.
Yeah, right.
That
I
was
caught
very
that.
quickly taken that.
Caught
Yeah.
that, yeah.
But I'm not going to change who I am. And I have a lot of
And
people.
nor should you.
No, and either they're going to come or they're not.
Absolutely.
And when I go on stage, I told a lady one day she needed to buy herself a new, so that she'd feel better. And she called me.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she actually, she made her son go get her one. And she called me and said, "You're right. You gotta." But then again, you have to know your clientele.
Yeah.
But there are just some that I would never ever do stuff like that with.
Yeah, but there's some that is the message
Yeah.
that Spirit has
Yeah.
for them, and you
Absolutely.
have to, like I said, we don't censor, we
Nope.
just deliver.
Yeah. And maybe it's a good thing they sent you on this show in time, you know what I'm saying. One other thing I also will tell you, I am concerned about your cholesterol. You eat very healthy.
Well, that goes hand in hand with high blood pressure.
Right.
But you also have to learn how to eat healthy.
Why did you take me here?
Well,
Thank you.
well, you were talking about the kitchen being a portal. Isn't that where you came up with Chuck's Pizza sauce?
Oh, yeah. My tomato sauce I sell.
I
Chuck's
can't eat-
Wicked Pissa pasta sauce.
I cannot.
Good
I mean,
stuff.
I can eat regular
brought this
tomatoes.
I should have. I will in
Yeah.
May.
Okay. I can eat regular tomatoes. I cannot have tomato soup, and I cannot have tomato sauce.
All
When
right,
I
then
do,
you're not
I
getting one.
perspire, and I love it because when I do, I perspire. Well, Chuck, you want to tell how they can reach you? And we're closing up here one more time.
Sure. They can, if somebody would like to get a reading or have a table tipping session, they could call me at 617-592-2525, or they could like my Facebook page, Connections to Spirit.
Okay. Bob, if they want to get a hold of you,
Just bobwhitebear.com for the webpage or bobwhitebear@gmail.com.
and your phone number if you want. If not, that's okay. Yeah. But
It's all on the webpage.
Oh,
okay. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you here. We will see you
It
again
was
the
all
third.
my pleasure.
On the third
Third
Wednesday in
of
May.
May.
Okay, and
You
we'll have
got
to
it.
send each other a reminder.
Absolutely.
Okay. And Bob, if you want to come back on one, I'm sorry we didn't get you to play as much fluting, but that's okay.
That's
It was more
fine.
his show.
I
But
came for
Spirit.
support and get them
Yeah.
in the right
And
place.
folks, as we close out here with Bob playing a toot for us to go on, the toot. Oh, okay. That's a
Whatever.
new word, okay? And we want to thank you guys, and remember, every day, folks, you are the winner. You want to play a song out, Bob?
And thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Our pleasure. Very good. See everybody next week.